All right, but let's dive into the actual details. We've been at the 20,000 foot level up to now, and let's now start with the first part of the thesis. And that there's the short-term liquidity crisis that will soon pass. This too will pass. I don't know about soon. So we can talk about the resolution timeline. On November 17th, the government reopening expected, Senator Thune, and here we are. We're talking about 11:15. It actually happened sooner than 11:17. I think it happened on Friday, which was yesterday, 11:16. And so 11:14, excuse me, which was like a weekend earlier than expected. It'd be interesting to see how that impacts the market on Monday. In theory, the market should improve. And December 1, 2025, quantitative tightening ends, de facto easing. So, up to now, what we talk about quantitative tightening is that the Fed has been taking money out of the money supply. Because they eased so much, that is, they were pumping money into the money supply by buying treasuries and buying first-class securities.
Right.
What they've done is they've been selling first-class securities, which ends up tightening the money supply. And so that's going to stop on December 1. And when they stop buying securities and their own treasury bills, then the market's going to take that up, and so that's going to end up with more liquidity in the market. And on December 10th, Kathy's saying that a Fed rate cut is expected. I will say that I've seen a lot of chatter that that's not going to happen, and given the predilection of this Fed chairman, I think that the rate cut will not happen.
It is now down to 50% in the stats in terms of, I guess you call them the betting stats. It's kind of an informal or formal betting stat that we've had on that for years and years. And it's down to 50% chance of a cut. And to your point, I think if it ends up being a big split on the board, I think the chairman will he'll be the deciding vote. Now, the Fed hates to do anything where they have a big split like that. So there's going to be, I guess, some effort, probably
jawboning.
Jawboning to try to get everybody on one side, or at least all but two or three on one side, because it looks bad in their view to have that big of a split in opinion. Also, this week, something new that I've started doing, Larry, on the channel is every few days when there's a lot of Fed speakers, I have Grok go in and analyze those speeches and give some kind of an impression of where things are. And I would say basically last week, it is split down the middle. Half of the Fed's speakers were saying, yeah, it's okay to keep easing, and half are going, I don't know, it looks like I'm not sure about inflation.
And it's very troubling to me because it seems that the Fed missed an opportunity to do this much earlier.
Yes.
I think we could have kept out a recession. But, this is a Fed that has not performed well post the first Trump administration.
Larry, I'm going to throw it out here. I'm going to throw it out here again. You tell me if I'm right, if you think this has any sense at all. The part of the economy and the part of the human side of the economy that's hurting is durable goods, transportation, construction, housing construction. These are the parts of the economy that are hurting. That is also the employees that are hurting. There's the under $100,000 a year people that don't have any assets. Those are the people that have been hurt the most. That everybody's starting to realize it now. Kathy's been talking about it. You and I have been talking about it for, I don't know, the whole time we've been doing this show, baby. The split economy. And it's the same people in both. And it's the Fed rates that stop durables, because the Fed rates impact credit cards and large purchases, like refrigerators and air conditioning systems or whatever. And it seems to me that if they would lower the rates, we could get that part of the economy going again, which is going to help the folks.
I mean, the Fed has been crying, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. And yet it was this very Fed that brought the skies down upon us at the end of the pandemic. I mean, it's very hard. And look, it's very clear that they were trying to correct the Build Back Better bill that just piled cash into the economy. Not from the Fed, really, from the administration, from the Biden administration. They forced this gigantic amount of cash after the Trump administration had already given a dollop of cash to everybody to help them over the pandemic. And the Biden administration said, you gave them $2 billion. I'm going to give them $6 billion, or trillion. I'm sorry, billion doesn't count anymore.
No.
And so, it just seems that we've had, one disaster after another. We had a, administration that overspent, and then a Fed that overcorrected. But we are just, I think the Fed scared itself, or Powell scared himself so badly that he can't get out of his own way.
Right.
Anyway.
Yep.
Kathy expects a rate cut. I guess when she cut this, it was still better than 50-50. It's now down to 50-50 and going down.
Yeah.
And so early December 2025, there will be a return of the unemployment report. We'll know when we do In the Know, or when Kathy does In the Know, so hopefully she will know. So summary is, markets extremely nervous due to short-term liquidity drying up, expect to clear within the next month. And we want to see those indicators. We can see this blue line shows the growth of the Fed balance sheet. And remember, when the Fed balance sheet grows, then, that takes money, that puts money into the economy. And the Treasury General Account has gone down again, putting money into the economy. So in 2022, we had, the absolute all-time high of cash in the economy. And the result was gigantic, but a rise in inflation. On the other hand, today, we have the Fed balance sheet going down by a third, literally a third in a matter of 2 years, and 3 years really. And we see the Treasury account, the Treasury balance is going up. The Treasury balance is going up, money's coming out of the economy. The Fed balance sheet going down, money's coming out of the economy. So we've taken this gigantic dollop of cash, almost almost $4 trillion. And, $4 trillion is already money, it's already money. So pretty serious problem.
The future is here. The singularity is coming. Grab your copy today, available now on Amazon in Kindle, print, or Audible. Unlock the future, one page at a time. What will you build tomorrow?